Chapter 6, The Holographic Human, A Romance of Many Dimensions. The title for this speculative chapter comes from a brief performance session recorded on sound, performed in a bathtub, in which I took on a Tallulah Bankhead-inspired character and began elaborating on Edwin A. Abbott's Flatland, A Romance of Many Dimensions, using his story about spatial dimensions to think about dimensions of the soul. The clip can be listened to in the description below. Schoolmaster Edwin A. Abbott wrote Flatland in order to help his mathematics students intuit higher dimensions beyond the first, second, and third. He did this by inventing a two-dimensional world called Flatland, in which one of the inhabitants, a square, is exposed to a mysterious visitor, a sphere from Spaceland, the world of 3 dimensions. Since the square can only experience the universe in 2 dimensions, he can only ever perceive a slice of the sphere at a time, who, when moving through Flatland, appears from the point of view of the square to be a circle that miraculously manages to change its own size. As the sphere draws near the square, the latter discovers to his alarm that the sphere is even able to touch him from the inside, touch his innards. In this way, Abbott hints at how we, 3-dimensional beings, might experience visitation from the 4th and higher dimensions. The performance practice demonstrated here has been posited as a character modeling system which enables me to flex certain intuitions about character, the human being, and the mechanics of self. In this way, the aim of the performance practice has been to test, develop, and train my own intuitions about the human being as a romance of many dimensions, a character-playing machine. In this chapter, I will speculate on some of the wider possible implications of revisiting intuitions about the mechanics of self through such a performance practice. In particular, I will make a distinction between the social agent and the human being, and speculate on the potential risks of conflating the two. I will frame the social agent as a relatively 2-dimensional, flattened representation of the human being, although arguably a necessary flattening if social complexity is favoured over individual diversity. I will then consider the relative multidimensionality of the human being by comparing it to a hologram, a kind of image whose pixels act as parts of the image, but also contain within them the whole image. So a hologram is a special kind of image, and I'm using that as an analogy to describe the human being. Finally, I will ask what is at stake with personal diversity, whether something is lost when the flattened social agent is adopted, and whether the multidimensionality of the human being should be nurtured or tamed. This becomes a question about the trade-off between individual and communal complexity, the answer to which determines different social realities.